Hey guys, in this video we're going to look at something known as SQL Flavours. Before I dive into this, let's consider this example. We have the English language and there are different variants of this English language. For example, we have the Nigerian English, we have the American English, we have the British English, we have the Australian English and other kinds of English, but fundamentally they are all English language, just different variants, different flavors. For example, maybe a word like biscuit in British the alternative in American English is actually cookies, so cookies, biscuits. Now this means that if I understand English and maybe I'm speaking Nigerian English and I go to somewhere like US where they speak American English, of course I'm still going to understand what they're saying because I have that fundamental level, English. It's just a few words that will be different. Same thing with British or Australian English. Now let's bring that back to SQL Flavours. So SQL is the language you use to communicate with a database. We've said that before. Now there's something known as SQL Flavours where there are kind of like different variants of SQL. We have different relational database management systems and they use different dialects of SQL. So for example, if you're using the tool SQL Server, in this course we're using Postgres. So if you're using SQL Server, you may find out that it's using the syntax is a bit different because it's using the T-SQL flavor. And if you're using Oracle, you'll find out that some things may be different. That's because it's using this SQL flavor. So this is a different flavor. Same thing with Postgres. This is the flavor that Postgres is using. For MySQL is using MySQL SQL. Okay, that's funny. MySQL is using MySQL SQL. That's the flavor of SQL it's using. MariaDB is using MariaDB SQL. SQLite is using SQLite SQL. Don't worry about all this stuff. The idea is I just want you to be familiar with the term SQL Flavours. It's just a different variant. Like I said earlier, in this course we're using Postgres. So this is an example. I just want to show you how it's going to be different. This is Postgres. This is what the syntax looks like. So in this syntax, what we're trying to do here in this example is we want to select the first two students in our student table. Again, think of it like your Excel spreadsheet. You're trying to view the first two names that are there in your Excel spreadsheet. You want to see the ID and the name of the student. So in Postgres, this is what it will look like. You use select ID name from students, then limit to. This limit to means, okay, just give me the first two records. I only want to see the first records. But when you go to another database management system like MySQL, and you want to do that same thing, you just find out that it's a little bit different. I mean, fundamentally, it's still SQL. The language is still SQL, but it's using a different flavor of SQL. So instead of limit, it's using top. So select top to ID name from students. Just a minor difference. Again, this takes us back to the biscuits and cookie. Biscuits, British, cookie, American. So it's something like that. Again, do not worry. Don't worry about which relational database management system to learn, whether you should learn Postgres, whether you should learn MySQL or SQLite, Oracle. It doesn't matter. All you need to do is just learn one of it. For example, if you're learning Postgres, that's cool. You're going to learn the fundamentals, you're going to learn the syntax, and you're going to know how to learn the concepts. And whatsoever you learn here, if you want to, maybe you have a project or you have a job with another company that uses MySQL, you can do transfer learning, meaning the knowledge you've learned from Postgres is still going to apply to MySQL. All you need to do is just learn the little differences. So again, I speak English. If I go to any other English speaking country, I'm still going to understand them, and it's still going to be fast. It's going to be faster for me to adapt because I already have the knowledge of English. Same thing applies here with SQL Flavors.